Coming to you live from downtown Windsor, this is a St. Clair College MediaPlex production.
Good evening, I'm Georgia LeBlanc.
And I'm Inokando Mensah, and you are watching
The MediaPlex Insider. So, what does Windsor need? Well, apparently not a tunnel bus. Let's see what the panel comes up with.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Chattiest Panel Talk Show on TV. I'm Zach, and I'm here with
Riley Shea,
Ksenia Semenova,
and Neville Jones.
And the city of Windsor, granted, is not the perfect city. We do lack certain things. So my question is, what does Windsor not have that other cities do?
Ksenia has a lot to say. I'm going to let her go first.
Here I come. So, I don't want to be a surprise for you, but what we need here? 3, 2, 1.
Crosswalks!
Yes, thank you, thank you.
We ever hear about.
City of Windsor, 27th of July, my birthday. So please, in front of my home and on the riverside, asking, please, I need crosswalk. People have rights, the same as geese.
I don't know if you've told that joke on air before.
No?
Maybe you have.
So
About the
like,
geese?
so like the next life, I want to become a goose because the goose in Canada has more rights on the road than a person.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
one of my jokes. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we need here more crosswalks. And when I'm talking here with the local city councilors, many of them, they're telling me that the engineers of the city, they're not sure if it's okay to put them on the road. They probably never been to Europe where every 20 meters, 100 meters, they have crosswalks, because the city is made for people, not for cars. Even our city, right? That is the city of cars,
Yeah.
that's producing
Auto
cars.
city.
Whatever people are making people, it's for people. So yeah, it's one of the things. Neville, do you have any thoughts about this?
Yeah, I agree. I think crosswalks are seriously lacking in the city. I see people, what's it called, jaywalking all the
Yeah.
time, crossing where they're not supposed to. I mean, but you can't blame them because, like she said, there aren't many places where you can do it.
Yeah, when I was working at Giant Tiger back forever ago, and it was the one on Tecumseh Road. So I would have to take the bus there and home. So after my shift, like there's a bus stop like directly right across the street. I'd have to walk all the way up to Paulette, cross there, and after UE back.
Yeah, because there was no crosswalk closer.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It was just bonkers. I mean, when I was in Detroit last fall, I felt safer crossing the street there than I do
Yeah.
here.
It really depends, I think, on how, like, what the city values. And I think, you know, because we're built on an auto industry, we're very focused on vehicles. But a lot of people in the city walk. A lot of people use public transit. A lot of people bike.
And especially in this economy, here comes Zach with this economy.
Well, yes.
You can't afford the insurance, let alone the actual car.
It's more expensive, and people are pushing more and more for greener energy. You know, walk when you can, take public transit, bike where you can. It's better for you. It's better for the environment. All of this stuff. But our city's not allowing that to happen. A lot of city councilors were pushing for bike lanes, which we did get. But now, federally, they have axed that.
Like
It's
last year I was speaking with Ronaldo Agostino about that we here, like MediaPlex and other campuses around our area, we have here transit, right? So we don't have like really crosswalks, and students are not safe crossing here the road because the cars and the buses are going from everywhere, and you can break your head literally
trying to watch everything.
Trying to watch, and he looked at me like with his eyes like, oh, I never thought about it.
Yes,
of course you don't.
No, because he's not the one taking the bus and walking to the college, right? And I don't know why we can't just paint some lines on the road, right? Forgive me if I'm naive in thinking how easy it would be to just paint some lines on the road. We don't need stoplights necessarily at some of these intersections. I know that that's costly. I know that that's a big deal. just maybe a sign in really high traffic areas, and just paint some lines on the road so that you can cross.
And I think this also will help also drivers to remember that there are some spots where actually you need to go slowly, or not the sign stop.
Yes,
not the
but
sign
like
stop.
a pedestrian sign.
Yes, like pedestrian sign that people have also rights.
They should be more mindful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also, on the corner of Chilver and Wyandotte, there's a crosswalk there, and it has like lights where you push the button.
Yep.
It'll
and
come
then
on.
it'll go.
Like if we're going full on crosswalks, let's go the extra mile and include those lights. Too.
Well, yeah, like a couple really high traffic areas, I think those are great, especially if you're at risk of not being seen by a vehicle and like there's no stop sign there to begin with. And you want to make sure you're not going to get hit. I think those are great. But if we put those everywhere, it's going to cost too much.
Do you know how much they cost?
They're
so
expensive.
in front of the university, on the University Avenue, there was a sign that 3 crosswalks like this, they cost to the city $225,000. I think the regular one, just to paint,
We
it's
just
around
need some lines on the street.
Yes,
man.
it's just the regular one. It's $2,000. So
Yes.
imagine in one district we need minimum 300. So we can count how much city just
Yes.
put in someone's
Yes.
mansion.
But also, if we're
money.
just painting lines on the road, like make it a traditional crosswalk that way, what's to stop people from zooming right on through?
Well, that's
Because
true.
it's their because it's the
Their own
regulation.
decency.
Yes.
No, because it's the
decency.
regulations.
I think it would have to come with either a little bit of signage, which wouldn't be as costly as bigger infrastructure like lights or anything like that. But you could also have a bit of a PR campaign, right? You see a line, you see someone crossing or waiting to cross the street, you stop.
Yeah,
That's
so
how
that's
it should work, right? So it might also be a matter of some public education for like
Yes.
in high traffic areas downtown. There's a lot of people walking. You should be watching.
It's not the Formula One here. Come on.
No matter what, you should be watching because people like to walk into the street no matter where they are, even if it's not a crossing.
Have you got?
But
I
you
don't
should
know
be
if
watching.
You guys have seen the public lately. Education clearly is not a thing anymore.
Okay, about the education of the schools, and it's another thing that in front of many schools there is no signs that actually it's a school area. And when I was
school zone?
yes, and when I was speaking also with the local city councilors, they told me that in front of the daycares they don't put it because the daycares are private institutions. They are not
Yes.
governmental. So excuse me, the kids don't count.
Yeah.
It's like really, but
Well,
then
they can't designate it an official school zone. probably.
whatever there it's an educational institution, and especially
Yes.
for little kids, the daycare. So like for example, my daughter, she goes to the California 820 Great Beginnings. So there is the line, this choo-choo train line,
Train tracks.
train tracks.
Yes.
So there is a lot of traffic because of the students, of the
Yeah.
cars are going back. There is a bus number 3 for 118, I think so. And there is no any mention that there is
That there could possibly be children playing.
Babies are there.
Yes.
Babies are there. They don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's not it's private. It's not governmental.
So what about you, Riley? What do you think the city of Windsor needs that we don't have?
I agree with the crosswalks. I think transit, as we talked about last week, is in need of more attention. I think the roads are terrible. I could use other words to describe it, but they would not be appropriate for air. I think our
Use the word,
infrastructure.
use the word.
I think our infrastructure is struggling. Right? We want people to bike more, but we don't have bike lanes anywhere, right? It's not accessible for people to bike. We want people to walk more. It's not safe for them to walk. We want people to take more transit. We're cutting money from the transit budget, and there's
Just so we can house a trolley that doesn't go anywhere.
And buses are always late. Buses don't come on time. Some drive right past because they're full. The transit system is not as functional as it could be. We want electric vehicles. Where's the infrastructure for electric vehicles? There's hardly any power charging stations around. We're supposed to be, creating a city around and an economy around the battery plant for electric vehicles. And if that's the next wave of innovation, then why are we not getting ready for that, right? We want so many people to have, be driving so many electric vehicles by whatever date, whatever their idea is, and there's no infrastructure for them. You can't drive an electric vehicle very far on the 401 before you run out of power, and then where are you going to charge it?
Imagine that, high police chase.
About the roads, actually, there is a thing like in Sandwich, not in Sandwich, like West End. They put on the road like new trees, yes? Like last year it was a let's make a city greener, something like this.
Yeah.
The road is horrible. It's already destroyed by the roots of other trees, and they put the new trees.
Just put more landscaping in instead of repaving the road.
So yeah, let's just do it more. Whatever, the road is bad. Next year we will do the roads and then the trees. So it's like it's a cycle of somewhere money goes.
Yeah, I understand construction's slow going and stuff like that too. Another thing that I am particularly passionate about is the beaches in Windsor. I think Windsor needs to lifeguard their beaches. I know that that's a cost, but we don't need other things that we're putting money towards. I know they've put in yet another plan to restructure Sandpoint, which I think is great. But there's a lot of things that the city could be doing better. Not to say, we could definitely have it worse, but I think it's great that there's...
I'm sorry, I have one thing. We also we have a lack of trash cans.
Trash cans, yes.
Oh, yes.
That was your other thing, too.
We have trash everywhere. All right, Neville, what do we need?
The biggest thing I thought of was downtown attractions.
Oh, yes. Okay. Something to bring people downtown.
Yeah, there's there's Adventure Bay. There's some restaurants, but there aren't that many, very nice things to go to downtown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they're pushing for that. And, I think if we get roads fixed up, we get crosswalks. Those things kind of come together. But what I do think is great is that there's so many younger people that want to make change and want to see things happen. And I think that's a good sign.
We are one of them.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go with the retail aspect here. Lego store.
Lego store?
They have one at Somerset. They have one in Toronto. They have numerous ones everywhere. We need a Lego store.
Of course you would say that.
It's called Amazon.
Stop banging the table.
Stop. It will not change the fact that we will not have a Lego store, Benny.
Well, that's this week's discussion. You can find our videos on the Zach Tech Productions YouTube channel. We'll see you again next time because remember, it's the chatter that matters.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Let's head over to Xenia, where she's standing by with the weather.
I don't have good news for you guys because it's still winter and we are in Canada. Unfortunately, we didn't switch with Hawaii. So let's just warm up ourselves and remember that we're in the southern point of Canada. Wednesday, -1. Thursday, -1. Sunny and cloudy with let it snow. Friday, -5. Frosty but sunny, so don't forget your sunglasses. Next 3 days, Saturday -1, Sunday -4, Monday -6, and you know what? Prepare your sledges and go to Malden Park because it will be really snowing. And for Tuesday, don't forget your long underwear because it will be an actual freezer outside. It will be -2. Go to your bag, guys.
Let's take a trip down to Riverside, where Zach Ballog tells us all about the Windsor Sculpture Park.
Located right here on the Detroit River is the Windsor Sculpture Park. This is a green mile filled with all various different types of art. This outdoor gallery showcases at least 31 different types from various artists, including Elizabeth Frink, Gerald Gladstone, and Sorel Etrog. Now, the park was originally called the Odette Park because of a generous donation made by Mr. and Mrs. Louis Odette and the P&L Odette Foundation. In 2012, city officials changed the name from the Odette Sculpture Park to the one it currently holds today. Some of the pieces featured include Eve's Apple by Edwina Sandus, Consolation by Joe Rosenthal, and Sisters 2 by Morton Katz. The City of Windsor provides free public guided tours and are done in a vehicle called the Art Cart. Tours run on a first-come, first-served basis. The Art Cart departs from the base of the Great Canadian Flag at the foot of Oled Avenue. For the MediaPlex, I'm Zachary Ballog.
Pauline Bonet just won Sinclair's Got Talent. Let's listen.
So this song is called Antes de Ti from the artist Mon Laferte. She's an artist from Chile who has different genres of music, including rock, pop, cumbia, and multiple other styles that she handles in her music. This song specifically means Before You. It's a song about the celebration of the new love, and it means basically just the welcoming of a love that never felt as before, and the first time that someone feels loved for real. So it comes from this saying like, before you, I felt that I was always alone, that I was like walking through the dark side of the moon. I didn't know the love before you. So it's basically the expression and the explanation of like that before a lot of suffering with other people who hurt you. Finally, you meet someone who is someone that treats you and loves you in a way that is the first time that you know what real and true, honest love is.
Mis pupilas no se pueden esconder la soledad que han ido recogiendo. A tu mirada no le puedo mentir. Vi una mujer que caminaba entre la vida y la muerte. En el amor yo nunca tuve suerte. Antes de ti agoté todas mis lágrimas. Después de tanto error, me acostumbré al dolor. Antes de ti, yo no conocía el amor. Estaba sola y triste como esta canción. Transitaba al lado oscuro de la luna. Antes de ti, yo no conocía el amor. Por cada estrella una decepción. No había nada. Antes de ti, mi amor. Ver con claridad, ahora soy transparente. Valió la pena en todo el conocerte. A olvidar, contigo lo aprendí. Y fui dejando atrás toda la tempestad. Antes de ti, yo no conocía el amor. Estaba sola y triste como esta canción. Transitaba al lado oscuro de la luna. Antes de ti, yo no conocía el amor. Por cada estrella una decepción. No había nada. Antes de ti, mi amor.
There is a long-standing waste of space in Jackson Park. Let's go back into the archives and check it out.
I played on that bandshell in 1972, and that's quite a few years ago. Things have really changed. It doesn't look as modern and cleaned up as it was back then, but it's not too bad. We came out on stage, it was our turn to play. We came out on stage and there's a microphone stand over here, one right here, and the band's all ready and set up to play. And I go up to the microphone with my hands on my electric guitar, both hands, and I go, "Hey everybody," and the microphone, it felt like a pair of pliers grabbed my face because I got a shock like you wouldn't believe it. Because I was standing in a puddle of water.
Oh my gosh.
And knocked me back, you know, my eyes were watering, and and then we just played.
But everyone was out here because this was the show that ended the summer.
End of the summer for the people that were here, but the end of the summer for the people playing in the bands too.
Yeah.
We went to school 2 days later.
I decided to go to the local history library to learn more. If the bandshell once meant so much to so many people, why is it forgotten today? On September 2nd, 1972, Scotty and his band, The Galleon, competed in the Battle of the Bands. Thousands of people weathered the storms that night to watch the competition. Labor Day weekend in Windsor back then meant one thing: the Firefighters Field Day, an annual fundraiser for the Firefighters Benefit Fund. A parade down Olette Avenue ended in Jackson Park for a weekend of celebrations, drawing out thousands of people. But the bandshell we see today is not the original. It is the replica of the original bandshell that, ironically, burnt down in a devastating fire alongside Windsor's grandstand in 1957. I wondered if anyone else in Windsor wanted to see the bandshell restored as well.
My name's Sarah Lestage, and I'm heading the group of individuals looking to have the Jackson Park bandshell repurposed. It was covered in different just trash, refuge from the landscaping that was being done in Jackson Park. I really didn't expect the kind of response that I got with over 1,000 likes in just over a month. I also had people reaching out, asking to volunteer, even just to come clean up the space. Ideally, I'd love to see Jackson Park bandshell brought back to life for public and community use. I'm really optimistic to see this happen.
Having worked at Fog Lounge for almost a year now, I've become familiar with Windsor's music scene. I decided to reach out to some musicians to see what they thought.
My name is Zach Vivier.
I'm the bass player in Hutch.
I'm Sebastian App. I'm the guitar player and lead vocalist in Hutch.
Robbie Survey, the drummer in Hutch.
Is this thing on?
As a musician, you see like a stage and you just see like a potential like instantly, even if it's like run down, you're just like, you know, a coat of paint and this thing's ready to go. Just get a PA and a coat of paint and you're all set.
Yeah,
right?
man, it would be fun, but a little DIY.
Like that park and that area, it's just like screaming for like something cool to happen there. Like, I don't know, like as a band, like it just feels really good to play outside. Like it's kind of like a different feeling and it's really nice. And then like I love watching shows outside. Like we played like the Island Unplugged and everyone has like their own fold-up chairs.
Yeah.
And they just kind of sit around and everyone's having a good time, and like something like that could even happen at the bandshell and people would love it. Like growing up, you know, like the older I got, it was like more people just saying that Windsor was like boring and there was nothing to do. And I think we kind of found something to do in the music scene and we're like, oh, like shows are fun and that's something to do. So we never were bored, but like to have a stage and to have like like a pretty good like run of events going, I think, you know, people wouldn't really think that anymore, and I think that's why people are excited, is because it's like the potential for something to do.
Yeah, the memories at this stage, I have a few. They're rock and roll show memories. I made a lot of friends. Right here, this is where it starts. You could fit 5,000 people here, and more on the bleachers. There could be 5,000 people viewing an event off the stage.
That would be amazing.
It'd be thrilling.
I did a deep dive into some of the latest scams, some of which are taking advantage of more than just your money. Ever get an unsolicited request to chat from a random number? According to antifraudcenter.ca, Canadians have lost $577 million due to fraud in 2023. However, scammers cannot acquire this amount of money without being sneaky. Emotional manipulation and money scams disturbingly go hand in hand. According to antifraudcenter.ca, romance scams occur when a scammer convinces you to enter a virtual online relationship so the scammer can gain your trust and affection. According to edmontonpolice.ca, the scammer will make it seem like an emergency, and they may even express distress or anger to make you feel guilty. Another way scammers may toy with your emotions is via donation scams. According to antifraudcenter.ca, these occur when a scammer contacts you to ask for a donation to a charity, association, federation, or religious cause. The scammer uses high-pressure tactics to get you to donate immediately. The charity may not even exist, or the scammer may not actually be associated with it. So, if you ever get a strange text from a secret admirer or an urgent plea to donate to starving puppies, always check out the legitimacy of the organization or person first. To report a fraud, visit antifraudcenter.ca. For MediaPlex News, I'm Georgia LeBlanc. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Georgia LeBlanc.
And I'm Enoch Andominsa, and you've been watching
The MediaPlex Insider.
This has been a St. Clair College MediaPlex production.
I think it's so important to be taught by industry professionals because they know what they're doing. And they're not just teaching because they read it in a book somewhere. They're teaching because they've lived it. I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.